This is Mark Bell from supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. Got a bunch of questions for the Power Project Q&A here tonight, so let's get them rolling. Got a question from Wisdom Eternal. I think I called him Wisdom Maternal in another clip. He has a question, how do you do assistance work and get in all the proper volume that you need without doing a bodybuilding type routine? Well, to answer your question, I do a bodybuilding type routine. After the main exercise is over with, after the main event is over with, I get in and doing a little bit of bodybuilding style stuff. Like tonight, for example, I did a lot of barbell tricep extensions. Probably did about 5 or 6 sets of those, and kind of kept going back and forth on that with some hammer curls. So we do get in that kind of volume. We do bodybuilding type stuff here and there. So basically, when you're done with your main exercise, you're going to do 3 to 4 sets, sometimes maybe as many as 5 sets, and you're going to do somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 15 reps. Another thing I did tonight after my main exercise, I did a 500-pound bench press tonight with 100 pounds of chains, and then did a couple sets of the slingshot, went a little heavier, and then proceeded to move on to a dumbbell bench where I did 130-pound dumbbells for around 2 sets of 20-something on an incline. So then, like I said earlier, I then finished up with some extensions and some hammer curls. And then on Sunday when I bench again, that'll be the day where I throw in a little bit of shoulder work. But that's pretty much it. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's go to Danger Mouse, who has a question. Unsure about changing from one routine to another. Not sure how to do that. Well, when you're switching from one routine to another, just be cautious. If something calls for you to do 85%, or something calls for you to do a max lift with, let's say, a chain suspended good morning, and you've never done one before, then be very cautious and only go until your face starts to really hurt bad. What I would suggest on that is to go until like about a level 8 on the face pain meter, as I like to call it. So when your face goes like this, then it's probably time to stop and move on. But seriously, you want to go like a scale of 1 to 10. You want to do like a 7 or an 8. That way you can be a little bit cautious. That way you can start to feel things out. If something calls for you to do 6 sets of 3 or 6 or 5 sets of 5 or whatever the case is, how does whoever wrote the program, know that the percentage they lay out is going to work for you? More than likely it won't. So go on the cautious side. Knock 10% off of whatever they're saying, and go from there. Because it's important to move the weights properly, execute the exercise properly, and most importantly, kids, stay safe. Don't get hurt. If you get hurt, you're reduced to 0. And no, I'm not wearing a bra. This is kind of looks like a bra. It's a tank top. Maybe guys like myself shouldn't wear a tank top. Anyway, on to the next question. Hopefully that. Then you also said that you're doing the Shako program, and would it help to get a slingshot? The slingshot will always help. I'm the inventor of the slingshot. You can buy a slingshot off howmuchyoubench.net, and I will always recommend the slingshot because it's one of the best pieces of equipment ever invented. It basically gives you your body like a double muscle almost. So when you're loading weights, when you're doing loading weights eccentrically, the slingshot's going to help take some of that tension off the triceps, off the pecs, off the shoulders. It's going to help you stay injury-free, but you're still going to get a lot of work in. So if you want a slingshot that's going to be protective and still make you work your ass off, get the reactive slingshot. On to another question. Somebody who's 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, they had a question about what size slingshot they should get. I would suggest that you get a large reactive slingshot. That would be your best bet. And as far as squat suits, I can't recommend sizes to you because I don't really know how those companies work. I would suggest that you call up whatever company that you've chosen and They should be able to help you and direct you the right way. Inzer Advanced Designs has stretchier material than most of the other companies out there, and that's a good place to start if you're looking for single ply gear. Hopefully that answers your question. Go on to the next guy. We got Matt KL Strength. He's kind of confused about max effort work versus the Thompson method. The Donnie Thompson method was invented by the 3,000-pound totaler, Donnie Thompson. The max effort method was invented by Westside Barbell, by Louis Simmons. And the max effort, when you do a max effort exercise, you do not really count sets. You just keep going heavier and heavier until you're about to miss a weight, or until you miss a weight. So the Thompson style squats is quite different. You do 5 sets of 2, and then you work up kind of heavy for a couple singles. The two are unrelated to each other. They don't have a whole lot to do with each other. The Thompson style squats were invented by Donnie Thompson to try to ensure that he got more volume in his training, and also to basically force him to lift less weight. By doing doubles, he's going to lift less weight. By doing 5 sets of 2 first and going into the singles fatigued, he's going to lift less weight. So Donnie Thompson is so big and so strong and so unbelievable that he's got to think of new ways for him to lift less and not necessarily more. Hopefully that answers your question. Leaner and Greener. Love these names. How do you keep track of your PRs? I don't. Quite simply, I don't. I mentioned earlier in the video that I did a 500-pound bench today with 2 chains per side, approximately 100 pounds of chains, and how much have I done before on that lift? I don't know. I don't really care. Not too concerned about it. I just want to make the lift hard, have the lift be heavy, have the lift almost kill me, and then I move on to something else. All right, let's go to the next. Hopefully that answers your question, and we go on to the next guy here. David Chef Wallach has a question about crazy bell presses. If you've never seen a crazy bell press, you're in for a treat, because it is extraordinary. I do these videos after I eat, so I'm constantly burping and farting during the entire session, so hopefully that's not too distracting. But the crazy bell press is basically take some kettlebells, stick them to the side of the barbell, and with some bands. You take a mini band, you kind of quadruple it up, stick it on the side of the bar. Some people like to use a bamboo bar, which you can buy from westsidebarbell.com. Other people like to use a PVC pipe. But the best way, in my opinion, to do it is the bamboo bar rules. It's pretty awesome, but the best way, I think, until you get strong at it and build some strength, is just to utilize a regular barbell or a slightly lighter barbell that you can find in your gym. Sometimes some places have the lady bar, which is a little bit lighter, or the bar that's for kids, which is a little bit lighter. But just use a barbell. It's going to have some crazy instability as well. Not nearly as much as a bamboo bar, but you'll get the point and you'll start to understand it. So see if you like it that way first. Do 3 sets of 20 or so with just a mild kettlebell on the side, whatever mild means for you. I'd say maybe start out with a 32 kg should be a good place to start. Hopefully that won't kill your whole face. You can start out with 24 kilogram one. That might actually be a better starting place for some of you out there. I've done as much as about 300 pounds on that lift with the bamboo bar, and what you'll find is the stronger you are on a regular bench press, the stronger you are on that lift. Kind of strange, huh? But the instability and the craziness of that lift reminds me of when I do a max bench press. Sometimes you feel like you're going to lose it, and you feel like you're going to eat it. So it feels very similar. And it's a great exercise, good for stability, great for a pump. It gets a crazy pump in your triceps and in your chest. And anytime you can pump it up, it's a good thing. We're almost going on 10 minutes here. I hope I'm not too boring. We got Leonard Hugeward. That's the most amazing name ever. He had some more questions about the butt wink. We talked about the butt wink before. Some people talk about how it's, tight hamstrings or whatever the case is. But basically, the butt wink is when the lower back kind of rounds and the butt gets kind of curled under and shifts forward. And we had another guy ask another question about the butt wink as well. And he says he's able to perform box squats, but he has trouble with the Ollie squats. Butt kind of tucks under, then he goes to squat back up, and the butt shoots back up. And he does basically like a two-part lift. What you want to do in this case, a good thing to solve the butt wink is utilizing the reverse hyper. The reverse hyper is going to help that back kind of unhinge itself a little bit, and you can kind of work your way through that little strength curve of your back, kind of rounding over that tightness. Also doing some mobility work for your hips and for your glutes will help a lot. You can also just sit into a squat position and hold it for a couple minutes. Sit down in there for 5 minutes or so, and you're going to notice that your back is a lot more limber after you sat down there for a while. Another way to kind of help get rid of this butt winking is to do pause squats. You can do pause squats on the box. You can do pause squats without the box. But we want to try to maintain a neutral spine. Use light enough weights so it's not causing any sort of craziness. If you go too heavy, then it's going to look like shit, because watch the best lifters in the world lift really heavy stuff, and a lot of times it looks like crap. Sometimes, some of the guys today are unbelievable. Dave Hoff's a technician. You got some guys out there who are really nailing it down just right, but more so with the raw stuff is really what I'm talking about. Guy tries a heavy raw lift, he always looks like he's going to die. So make sure you're using the appropriate weight. Start real light when you're learning how to do this kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully that answers the question on the butt wink. I think I got to just about everything. We had one guy who said he has tennis elbow. We've talked about tennis elbow. I've talked about joint pain. Try to clean up your diet with tennis elbow. Get the multi-purpose wrist wraps from howmuchyoubench.net. Those will help put a Band-Aid on the pain while you're hurt. You'll be able to train around it, train through it. Also looking at getting a compression band from Dick Hartzell at Jump Stretch, the Jump Stretch website. You can Google that. I think it might be jumpstretch.com. I'm not sure. But that would be a good place to get the compression band. You can go to mobilitywod.com. My friend Kelly Starrett's video compilation that he does every single day. He talks extensively about tennis elbow. So hopefully that answers your question, Brian K. I think that wraps us up. I think I'm missing somebody. Thompson squash. Oh, the last question. We'll kind of get through a lot of these. We're on 13 minutes. Okay, now I'm awake. Okay, we got this one guy asked a question about the dumbbell press, and I referred to benching like this with the dumbbell as opposed to this way. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. This way Mark Bell says to do it, so do it this way. This way, don't do it. Just listen to me. Just trust me. You'll be stronger for it in the long run. This one guy says that he likes to touch his titties while he's doing the bench. So I don't know if he's kind of massaging the nipple or if he's rubbing the dumbbells on there. But whatever the case is, on a more serious note, when you're doing a dumbbell bench press, you want to try to get the dumbbells to go past your body. You want your elbows to go past your body. You want your dumbbells to come down, basically causing further range of motion than a regular barbell would. So try to get as much range of motion out of them as you can. Touching the titties might be a little gross, but trying to bring those weights down far, get that stretch, and boom, press those things back up. Those are all the tips I got for tonight. That's it from supertraining.tv. See ya!